Okay, for those of you that are going to be interested potentially in frequency coding, or if this is your first video listening to it, just stick with me. I'm going to explain a little bit of how and why we get stuck and aren't able to fully move on to that next step in our life. And it's nothing that we're doing, it's actually a process that just happens naturally in the quantum field. And it's a blockage and an issue of us not learning the new language of our new math yet. So as that happens, we receive feelings of contrast because we're feeling what we used to feel, and we can't apply that to what's new. So we get a little bit stuck, and it's not the fault of the person, because if you are in this transformation, in any transformation in your life, know that you've already taken all of the steps. You've been courageous. You haven't done anything wrong. But right now you're stuck in a place where maybe you just need a little bit of assistance with alchemy. And I don't know, for me it worked, so let's see if it works for other people. Because everything I've tried, it has worked for many. And I just want to see if it works for me, and I've been through hell and back, like, let's see if it can work for other people. So when you are shifting frequencies, it's starting to distribute across your entire consciousness system. That means your DNA. That means every single part of you encoded in your neural pathways. So it is happening. You are making the shift. You are changing your energy field, and it feels uncomfortable because there are new energies coming in, and you are trying to filter out the old without getting stuck in the familiar, which many of us do. So you can't locate this block. You can't clear it. It's not something you can just make it go away and all of a sudden everything is fine. This is a part of evolution and growth. And if you think of animals that go through a process, let's say ones that change shells, they're not popping Vicodin and sedatives to understand how pain creates growth, right? So we can understand that, but part of my mission is to, as evolved human beings, to understand that we don't have to accept all the pain. We understand the dark night of the soul. Now, does it have to be that dark? No. If we know a different pathway, if we know a different way to alchemize, and if we're very aware of our energy, it doesn't have to be as hard as it can be. So I want to make it easier for everyone to shift and to feel better. And that is the main mission here. So if that's what you're interested in, stick with me for this frequency coding. And if not, just stick with me for everything else, because it's also awesome. Just more about frequency coding, that systemic shifts aren't cleared by removing things. So again, there's nothing you can do. You need to receive new information, and I'm here to help you kind of navigate that pathway and to try several different ways to see what works for you and your specific situation, and to provide a general alchemy so that it's most useful to a process that we all go through, like having the courage to do something new or being able to function. So I just got disrupted by my children. That's a normal part of my life, and I integrate frequency coding because being a single mom is hard. Dealing with obstacles is hard, but I've found that why not? It's not a shortcut. Why not know a little bit more about what we're doing energetically so that we can shift more naturally into what is more natural for us? When we think about shifting in a quantum way, we are shifting back to our eternal nature and back to our dignity. As we do that, we start to really feel ourselves in a whole different way, but we're also remembering pieces of our inner child, the things that our inner child really wanted. We're integrating the shadow. I mean, we don't have to do all of this directly. It can happen through a number of ways, and I want to provide those avenues for you so that quantum shifting, or you could even say uplifting your life or handling problems better, becomes a little bit easier for you. So again, everything you've experienced recently, yes, it's real. Yes, it's hard. Most likely you're going through a hard situation right now. Life doesn't get easier. We get more adaptable and more resilient. And that's what I'm here to teach. When you are energetically resilient, negative energies bounce off of you like you are Teflon, and you become a barrier to everything that tries to get in your way. Your energetic field becomes clear. And if you practice Qigong with me, you'll start to clear your energetic field more often. There's always this sweeping you can do. The shaking out of the hands gets rid of energy. But on top of that, we have our own stuff to deal with. So we don't need external things in the way. And what Qigong and Feldenkrais do is clear the pathway for this evolution to happen. Now, sometimes with the Feldenkrais method, this happens very naturally, but when it doesn't, and often for people who have been through trauma, it's more difficult. This is wonderful to do as an assist. So frequency coding can kind of help you bridge the gap between what the Feldenkrais philosophy is trying to do for you and how it can affect your neuroplastic evolution. Because it's not exercise. I don't know if you've noticed, there's no exercise. It's more of a self-evaluation. And there's so much self-honesty that you are already beginning a process of evolution, if you haven't already, by being so incredibly honest about where you are. And the movements get you there subconsciously. So it's nothing that you need to consciously think about. That's one way to begin this process. Maybe you've shifted everything in your life. That's another way to begin. Even shifting something, even one thing, a big thing, can be a big deal. And then the shifts may not stabilize at first. So that all your preparation for receiving what couldn't be received until your consciousness developed these skills, it's ready. It's ready for this process of integration. And waiting is not punishment or delay. It is the integration process. And why not make it easier with frequency coding? Why not be able to have results that don't shatter what used to be, but rather integrate what used to be to help develop what will be? Now, I think that everything happens for a reason, even trauma, and I have been through some serious trauma. So I've used that experience to help understand how to move from where we used to think into healthy thinking now, but even healthier evolution, so that we can become constant lighthouses, constant supports, not only for ourselves, but for others as well. So the reasons for doing this, it's not just for you, it's for everyone around you, so you can become a stabilizer. Once you understand alchemy and you can process energy easily, you can support the best heart energy in every environment. You can control the situation by holding your ground. And you can also shatter any energy that tries to come in that is negative. So that's all within the frequency coding. It's not the main point of it, but it is a process that you need to be aware of how to protect your energy, how to stay stable, especially during a quantum shift, because that becomes your tunnel, I would say, to the next reality where you are already starting to get settled but haven't fully arrived. So check out frequency coding, and it should be up very soon for you to try. And thank you for joining me.